Hello and welcome to Auto Today. Now behind me, that is Umaid Bhavan Palace, one of the flagship palaces in India. And we are here to try out Maruti Suzuki's new flagship, the Invicto. Now the Invicto promises a lot to do and it will be sold via the Nexa chain of dealerships. So how is it the car to drive? What all does it offer? We're going to tell you all of that. But before we do that, do remember to subscribe to the Auto Today YouTube channel and press that little bell icon so that you get notified every time we go live with a new video. As we drive out of the majestic Umaid Bhavan in Jodhpur, we delve into the magnificence of the Maruti Suzuki Invicto on our way to the dunes of Khimsar. The Invicto is available only as a strong hybrid, and this means it's got a petrol motor and a battery pack which gives it power. So this allows the Invicto to drive on full electric mode in the city, and that comes really handy. At certain speeds, at lower speeds, you will barely notice the car's motor because it's not on, it's the battery which is powering the car. And once the battery drains out, then the engine takes over and gives you propulsion. Now this is a technology which works so well in India. I mean, Maruti Suzuki is claiming a fuel efficiency of 23 plus kmpl on a car this size. So it makes a lot of sense for hybrids to come into India. Now how is the Invicto to drive? It's very nice to drive. It feels very light thanks to it being a monocoque now and not a ladder frame chassis. And the difference is mainly in the steering and the handling of the car. The steering is very light and driving it is so much easier than driving, let's say, the Innova. What I must also admit here that the ride quality has improved a lot more. So thanks to the monocoque chassis again, it holds its ground very well and it drives really comfortably. Whether you're sitting in the back seat or in the front, you will really enjoy being in the Invicto. As far as the engine, thanks to its hybrid propulsion, it is a hoot to drive. It goes up to 120 kmph in no time, and that gives you that benefit of covering long distances without having to getting tired. The NVH levels inside the cars are also very well. So when you're driving the car, even at speeds between 80 and 100, there's not much noise coming into the car, so you will be comfortable again. So overall, I must say that the Invicto is a really good product, and considering that it has been priced right, this should be a very good seller for Maruti Suzuki. Oops, I think I missed that turn to Khimsar. Now let's turn around, get to Khimsar and tell you all about the design and features of the Invicto. So from Jodhpur, we've driven all the way to Khimsar, the dunes, and as you can see, the dunes are not all that golden because it's rained. But what looks really nice out here is the Invicto. Now we can see that the front end of the Invicto is very imposing. The large grille takes center stage. There's a lot of chrome out there, and that's something which Indians love. We also have full LED lighting package. The headlamps are brilliant. You get LED DRLs and everything. Plus there are multiple sensors up here so that you can have the cameras going and all that. So overall, thanks to this large bonnet, and it's more of a clamshell, you know. What do you think? But the most important thing is that when you sit inside, you can see the bonnet edges. So driving this car is really easy in spite of this being a really large car. Now being derived from the Toyota, we can expect very little on the design front when it comes to the side profile. You can have a look at this car. It looks big, butch and very SUV-ish like. Most importantly, it looks more like a crossover rather than a MPV these days. 17-inch wheels, alloy wheels out here, and they look nice. They fill up the wheel wells well. But there is ample space here, so if you want to upsize, feel free to do that. But when we come to the back of the Invicto, again, big lamps, full LEDs out here. You can see the brake lamps are LEDs. You get the Invicto badging out here. Well, that's the main difference. And of course, you have the Suzuki logo instead of the Toyota logo. So overall, the back end of the car looks really big and imposing. And this is a car which is perfect for a family. Now, being a family car, the most important thing about it is the amount of space it offers. Now, let me pop the boot. Now this is a electric tailgate, so you get an automatic opening and automatic closing. And as you can see, well, let the beep go off. Right. Now when you see the boot, it's quite a big boot, and this is with all 3 rows taken into work. I have my overnighter out here, we have a little bit of boxes out here, so there's ample space here right now. Apart from that, what you can also do is you can flip these seats, and it's a 50-50 split on the 3rd row. This will help you increase the space in the boot. So if you are 4 people traveling, you'll have ample boot space for well, more than a weekend's worth of luggage. Actually a full week's of luggage can go into this boot. So overall boot space really impressive. Now inside the Invicto, it looks really nice, and come to think of it, it's very different from the Toyota. Well, the dashboard design remains the same. You get a nice cubby hole out here to store your phones and your knickknacks. You also get a 12-volt charging socket here. You also get a nice little cup holder out here. Connectivity features are all there. This is a large touch screen which offers Apple and Android connectivity. The only thing which I don't like are these buttons out here, which look very odd in an otherwise very neat and clean setup. You get climate control system here, and of course the rest of the drive modes, the EV mode, and everything is operable through this array of buttons out here. I also like the position of the gear lever because it's nice and it falls into your hand very easily. Instrument panel is a mix of digital and analog, so you get a nice digital display in between, flanked by analog dials for your temperature, for your fuel gauge, and power modes and things like that, because this is an hybrid, so it looks really nice. Very nice to hold. The steering wheel is very nice to hold. It's a nice unit, gets this nice little Suzuki logo out here, and of course the buttons, well, it's not a complaint, but it lacks a bit of feel. It feels a bit not like the flagship, let me put it that way. When it comes to the seat looks really nice, and it is a big seat, so you'll be comfortable on long journeys. And adding to it is the fact that it's got ventilation, so it's very comfortable. Of course, being an Indian car, these days sunroof is something which we love, and we get a panoramic sunroof out here. So overall the front end of the car is really nice. And another thing which I told you when we were telling you about the exterior design is the fact that you can see the end of the bonnet, which makes driving this car really easy. At the back, the Invicto is the place to be. There's a lot of space here. You can see there's so much of space here. This is my driving position, and although I'm not very tall, I'm 5'6" for reference, I sit really back into the driver's position, so I like that, being that far away from the steering wheel. And in spite of that, there's so much of space inside. There's no claustrophobic feeling inside this cabin. What adds to the matter is the huge panoramic sunroof which we get here. So there's a light and bright cabin to sit inside. Although the cabin is all black, it doesn't look or feel claustrophobic at all. Adding to the comfort level is this seat. Now these are the captain seats which you get on the top of the line variant, and you get adjustable armrest, which is very comfortable. You get a nice little cup holder out here, and if you want, you can also fold it. Climate control system, well, you can control your temperature out here, and what I really like is these air vents. They are positioned really nice into the roof line of the car, and what happens is that the blast of air coming down can be exactly pointed towards you. You also get curtains, which are a nice feature these days because you cannot have tinted glasses anymore. So this is nice. It gives you a little bit of privacy and saves you from the heat. You also get certain features which are quite handy, like this little hook out here to hang a bag or something which you might be carrying. So overall, this place is really nice. And what you can also do is, if you want to use the third row, you can adjust these seats to go forward so that you can liberate more space at the back. So that's a very clever thing to do, and this makes this Invicto really a good all people mover. Now let's be honest about the fact that the Invicto is a redone Toyota Innova Hycross. Apart from being redesigned as a Suzuki, then the Invicto comes with a little less features as compared to the Innova Hycross. On the upside, all the good traits of the Toyota have been retained. Priced between Rs 24.79 lakhs and 28.42 lakhs ex-showroom, the Invicto is more affordable too. Adding to that is the fact that one benefits from the incredible Maruti Suzuki service network. Top tip, the Invicto at this point of time will be available with a lesser waiting period as well. To sum it up then, the Invicto gets a big thumbs up from us.